Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on this special day. Today, we are honoring 51 young men and women in the 137th Annual High School Commencement Ceremony. Our graduates have concluded a challenging journey engaged in a rigorous curriculum, and today is a culmination of much hard work and sacrifice. I'd like to take just a minute to thank the many people that have helped put today's program together. This year's proved challenging once again because of some strange circumstances we're all well aware of and don't need to discuss. So a lot of people really stepped up and helped us put this together. Special thanks to the Superintendent, Dr. Martin Miller, members of the Board of Education, Senior Class Advisor Wade Sisson, High School Guidance Counselor Diana Hammer, High School Secretary Amber Lucas, Director of Operations Andy Messon and his staff, Light and Sound Man Sam Smith, IT Director Harold Gocke, Photographer Bryce Steiner, Antwerp High School Band Director Andrea Newell and the Archer Band, Media Specialist Caleb Baggery, Mrs. Gurley for helping us with the tickets, and a special thank you today for My Sports for streaming today's special day for those that don't have an opportunity to join us in person. So we thank them for being here as well. As we begin the processional, you are going to see some of our graduates wearing a variety of items in different colors. Allow me to identify what each of these represents. Students that have earned an honors diploma will be wearing a gold cord. Members of our Antwerp High School chapter of the National Honor Society will be wearing a gold stole and tassel. National Technical Honor Society members are denoted by the white tassel and the purple and white cord. Cool Squirrel Root members are wearing blue and yellow cords. And finally, those students that are committed to the grants of the United States Armed Forces will be wearing a red, white, and blue cord. And now our junior marshals will lead our class of 2021 in for the reception. Procession, excuse me, for the procession. time, Dylan Hines, student council member, will deliver today's welcome.
Good afternoon, Archer Nation. Welcome to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. Thank you for coming out during all the uncertain circumstances and supporting us as we move into the next phase of our lives. Collectively, we would like to thank our parents and families, our teachers, administration, and the Antwerp community for all their time and effort they have put into making our high school journeys the best they could possibly be. Anything you all have done for us is greatly appreciated. I will now introduce Vice President Aaron Pauley, who will be presenting our class history.
Well, class of 2021, we made it. Who would have ever thought when we started school here 14 years ago that we would form so many memories that would last a lifetime? So today, I'd like to reflect back on some of those memories over the past 14 years. I still remember the first time we logged into our school computer account sometime in kindergarten or first grade and saw the 21 in front of our names and thought, wow, 2021. That seems like forever away. Well, forever is finally here. In the first grade, Dylan Hines came to Antwerp for the first time. He started off his career at Antwerp by telling Mrs. Brooks that he didn't have to take his STAR test because I don't think my uncle would make me do that. This was also the year that Macy broke her arm on the monkey bars, which led to only third grade not being able to use them, so thanks for that, Macy. Second grade came along, and that started my long history of disciplinary issues in elementary and middle school, when I got suspended for allegedly giving Gannon a swirly, but I just like to add that Gannon's head wasn't even wet when he told the teacher, so still a little salty for that, Mr. Reese, but I forgave it. As we grew up and moved to the B wing in the third grade, we gained our future class president, co-valedictorian, Madison. This was also the year that I got someone else in trouble when I tattled on Logan for saying the S word, and Logan will never let me forget and brings it up nearly every day. Fourth grade came, and Landon came back to Antwerp after leaving in the first grade, and we gained Haley Craig and Zach Walker. This was the year that we all got to participate in a real musical together as Pirates, starring Riley Brooks and Mountain. During this year, we had plastic bottles of milk for lunch, and all the girls made sure to save their bottle caps because Molly decided that she would pick her friends for the day by picking a random colored cap, and whoever had that color could be her friend. In the fifth grade, we gained Gage Parton and had intense competitions in Mrs. Pivot's class during her spelling games for Jolly Rangers. Fifth grade was also the beginning of the endless saga Olivia versus her own hit when she broke it walking down the hill at Evan's birthday party. We finally made it to middle school and had to deal with the intense struggle of having to make it to our lockers, figure out the combination, and get back to class in 3 minutes because we no longer had a teacher to walk us everywhere we went. In the sixth grade, I annoyed Mr. Feasty so bad that he had to put a detention slip on my desk every day just to get me to shut up. We also started spelling bees, and during the sixth grade one, Katie Oberlin was eliminated on the word circle because she spelled it S-I-R-C-L-E. We also gained Katie Lang. In the seventh grade, we gained Alana Zach and Riley Montfort. This was also the year that one day before Mrs. Reyes' class, Austin decided to hide in a box while Mrs. Reyes was out of the room, and after the bell rang, he popped up to scare her, and had to go down to the office to notify them that he was actually there for the day because Mrs. Reyes had already counted him absent. Eighth grade came, and we were finally the big dogs in the ceiling, getting to do cool things like the bottle rockets in Mrs. Temple's class and go on the DC trip. This was a very eventful trip, starting off with the timeless theme song, Welcome to Washington, D.C. The girls' bus would watch that music video every day and still sing it to this day. Once we got there, this trip was also filled with other memorable moments, such as what has been dubbed Lydia's Bloody Massacre, when she cut the back of her leg shaving so bad that she got blood everywhere. Or when Madison forgot it was her dad's birthday and didn't realize it until some of the other parents got the waiter to bring out ice cream at the Hard Rock Cafe, which she then ate. Or when I almost got us all kicked out of medieval times for doing the wave and allegedly scaring a horse. Then came high school and we were right back down to the bottom of the totem pole. We gained Caitlin Reed at the beginning of ninth grade. Freshman year is often intimidating for most people, and a large part of that can be attributed to Mr. Chuck. We had our first real high school projects with the poetry packet and commercial project. He can definitely be more intimidating for some than others, though, like when Mallory grew up during the state test. This was also Mr. Reese's first year back in Antwerp, and let's just say he had a lot to deal with. Most of it didn't come from her, so. There was, however, one famous incident that comes to suddenly went missing. The natural assumption was that Logan did it because let's just say Eli and Logan had their fair share of run-ins throughout the years. But what proceeded was a long process in which nearly everyone in that art class was called down to Mr. Lisi's office to give their testimony as to what happened, complete with a sketch of the art room layout done by Mr. Lisi himself. Logan eventually had to take the fall for it, but he still maintains his innocence to this day. Sophomore year, we gave Tim Boley and Logan Castillo. Sophomore year started the process of everybody getting their licenses, and some of us being more successful drivers than others. Just to show you the driving skill of this class, by a show of hands, how many of us have been pulled over? And you can put your hands down if this doesn't apply to you, but how many have been pulled over more than once? And how many have gotten a ticket? I just included that last part of driving because I've been pulled over 4 times and haven't gotten a ticket once. This was also the year that Van McGuire went on a Disney trip where Mallory continued her long history of growing up doing so on the bus this time. Sophomore year also included the game of Laban Bingo, which I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it's something that I would once again like to apologize for everything. This was also a great year for our athletes as our cheer team placed second at state, the baseball team went to the Final Four, and our softball team won the Ohio State Championship for 2019. To start off junior year, by another show of hands, how many of you have led the Defiance Police Department on a low-speed chase? Yeah, I think that one's just still in O.J. Hines. We had the right idea to pull right in front of the Defiance police officer and roundabout. Junior year was the year that about half of our class left England to start their vocational education advantage, and Katie Oberlin left for a one-year exchange in Germany. Junior year was another great year for sports when our cheer team placed third at state and the basketball team made it all the way to the regional finals. And of course, we can't talk about junior year without bringing up the coronavirus pandemic. In mid-March, we were told that we would just be going home to quarantine for 2 weeks. Then 2 weeks turned into 2 months where pretty much everything was canceled. Our spring sports teams never got to compete, we never had a junior prom, and our production of seasons. Those were all canceled. However, we bounced back better than ever for our senior year, even though it may not have been how we expected it to be, with all the masks, social distancing, block schedule, and lunch cubicles. Katie came back from Germany, we gained Dennis, even though he was barely here, and Rhiannon Kieser also moved back to Miller after a hiatus since elementary school. We saw some more athletic success in the fall, with the football team winning a playoff game for the first time in 20 years. The cheer team competed at state again, placing second and finally a bowl game, something they had been trying to accomplish for a long time as well. Another highlight of senior year was in communications class when Madison's timeless catchphrase was born. Which, if you know Madison, you know that she's about the last person you would expect to find in the party scene, which makes it even more iconic. At the end of March, we got to go on our senior trip to Chicago and sleepwalk all over the city trying to keep up with Mr. Zissel. We met some very interesting people on the street, most significantly Johnny, who made sure to remind us that ugly homeless people need help too. Also, at some point, there was a text in the group chat saying that they saw someone get stabbed where we were supposed to meet, which kind of freaked us all out. That is except for Sisson, who just responded in the group chat with But I think we're all pretty sure that never happened anyways. What did happen, however, was when me, Logan, and Patrick were trying to walk to the Disney store and almost got mugged by these 3 guys. And when Morgan saw us through the window of the store she was in and pointed this out to Maddie and Katie, they completely ignored us. So thanks for looking out for us. Then we finally got our senior prom that we've been looking forward to even more due to us missing last year's. This was not without complications for some people, though, as Logan split his tooth and sprained his wrist playing basketball right over there, and Hunter flipped a moped and broke his ankle. The senior class did go out with a bang with our senior prank when we hid 1,200 of these tiny plastic babies all around the school. Some may or may not have ended up in Mr. Sisson's fish tank, but that's neither here nor there. Sorry, Mr. Sisson. And that's it. 14 years of memories in this very building. We all grew up right here on Harmon Road, and we're all going to be here today on our way toward bigger and better things. But I hope that these memories will always stick with you. While today will most likely be our last day all together, the bond that we created over these last 14 years will last a lifetime. I love you all. Thank you. And now, Eric Coronel will introduce the
representative from Vantage Career Center and High School Administration. Mrs. Sarah Shuby, President. Mrs. Jamie Landers, Vice President. Mr. Robert Herbert, Board Member. Mr. Dennis Recker, Board Member. Mrs. Anita Bach, Board Member. Mrs. Christine Stewart, Treasurer. Mrs. Laura Peters, Treasurer of Vantage Career Center. Dr. Martin Miller, Superintendent. And Mr. Travis Tracy, Principal. I would now like to introduce Catherine Oberlin, co-valedictorian, to give her honors address.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. I think it's safe to say that you're all here because you made an impact on someone sitting behind me or myself, and I'd like to give a shout out to all of our support systems, family, friends, and staff alike. It's an honor to be able to represent my class here today, and I want to say that I love these guys, and it's surreal to be standing up here wearing this and giving this speech to all of you. I have gained a lot of knowledge during a lot here in this building, and I've made my fair share of observations. In academics, for example, I have noticed that students, they try to score as close as possible to 100, no deductions. In athletics, athletes, they work to perform their best within a given set of rules. And in music, players attempt to avoid playing overdubs and attitude notes. The motivation behind all of these goals is the concept of striving for perfection. Perfection can be motivating, but I think it can also be something that is dangerous. During my junior year of high school, as many of you know, I was an exchange student in Germany with Rotary, who I would like to thank, because Rotary is an organization that opened a lot of doors for me in my life, and I'm forever grateful that I was able to have the opportunity. Living in Germany forced me to face a variety of obstacles, including one that confronted me daily, which was learning the German language. I wanted to be able to speak German so I could understand everyone and talk and make friends and make experiences. And I worked hard last year, for everything I had, and so asking people how I could say something better, practicing and making corrections to what I'd already known. And by the end of the year, I was fluent, but I still wasn't happy with how far I'd come. I wanted to be able to speak perfectly. I wanted to be able to say all the articles correctly. I wanted the Germans to think that I wasn't from the United States, and I was very critical of myself because I wanted to speak perfectly. But if I would have taken a step back and refrained, I would have been able to recognize sooner that I had come really far from when I got off the plane in August of not being able to even say my escape with German. And even if my German wasn't perfect, it was pretty good and it had been improved. And so in that situation, perfection is something that motivated me to succeed, but it acted as a blockade to accepting what I had accomplished. For some people, though, striving for perfection is the driving force in success. Malala Yousafzai, the Pakistani girl who was shot in the face by the Taliban in 2015, or she had a girl who was really passionate about education. She tried to perform perfectly in every subject in school, on her exams, and speaking, and she even demanded Pakistan to be better, to strive to be more of an idea of perfection. And this demand that she had for herself is what allowed her to be so studious, is what allowed her to succeed politically and also in her education, but it's also what caused her to fight for her life in a hospital bed. And eventually, it's what led her to create a foundation that helps provide education to girls worldwide. And so striving for perfection is what motivated Malala to fulfill her goals and to demand more out of society and out of herself. Perfection is subjective, and it's something that applies to everything: academics, athletics, music, cultures, and religions. The concept of perfection is not foreign to anyone, anywhere. I think any person in the world can identify with what it means for something to be perfect. And to me, it's not the fact that perfection gets you somewhere, that it leads to a destination. I would argue that perfection does not exist. Perfection is the idea that helps us, when we strive for perfection, it helps us to experience life and it helps us to persevere. If we're striving for perfection, we're always putting our best effort in, which is what turns whatever we're doing, whether that be school, work, or just being with others, into a journey. Perfection is reaching the top of the mountain, but the point is not to reach the top, it's to learn from the journey. Striving for perfection is motivating, as we can see in school, in people who are trying to make it in society, but it's motivating because of what we experience along the way. It's not about how fast you get there, it's not about what's waiting on the other side. As one of our childhood legends would have it, Miley Cyrus says it's the climb. Perfection, it doesn't mean success, but it means to push ourselves and to think about where we want to be and how we want to succeed. And that's what will create experiences in our life that will make us feel fulfilled. I would now like to introduce Madison Bruin, co-valedictorian for her honors address.
Thank you all for joining us in person and online to celebrate the great accomplishments of the class of 2021. Your support throughout our journey is appreciated, and we could have not done it without the support of various members of the community behind us and our teachers. I would like to give a special thank you to my family, especially my parents and family members, blood relation or not, that supported me and my classmates every step of the way. I would also like to thank my classmates for their support. I would not have made it through high school without the growing, loving, annoying, laughing, stressing, and supporting between us. We became a group of people that understood each other's pain. As we exit the halls of Amherst High School, make sure to find your new group of people. We will always be here in your past and your present if you so choose, but as we branch out, a new support system will be needed. We are going to encounter extreme failures and lows and extreme highs and successes. From what I've learned from Amherst High School, life is a roller coaster, and I've heard it only in verse. We will be riding the steel dungeons instead of the iron dragon. However, while you are aiming for your goals, remember that everyone's version of success is different. Your success may be having a family, while the person next to you might define success as traveling the world, owning their own business, running for a political office, or simply getting out of bed every day. Decide what will make your life worthwhile and go for it, with all that you can. Do not worry about what others think about your goals and life choices if what you are doing is making you happy. This new roller coaster we are getting on is why we need to find a new group of people. No matter what you tell yourself, you will need a support system to help you through your struggles. Find a group of people that understand what you're going through. That group can be family, old friends, or new friends. This bond created and struggles endured will allow successes even more sweet. One of my favorite things to say is that the harder the struggle is, the better the outcome will feel. Graduating right now won't feel quite as good without the late night study, the stressing with all of you, the hours upon hours in the classroom, or the crying just because being a teenager can be stressful. Nevertheless, we made it. And now that we have, take the time and feel the joy. This is the joy I hope you feel when you reach the next goal in life. And as we are doing now, celebrate with those you love and who love you. I know I would not want to be celebrating this moment with anybody else. Capture the feeling of success and use it to drive you even farther in life. Your group of people, the ones you love, remember to thank them and be there for them. I have learned that a person's true presence and actions mean much more than the words "I love you." Express your gratitude by being there for them when they need you like they're there for you. Everyone may have a different version of success in life, of a life worth living. But the one thing in common is that we all need people. Do not neglect the people that are there for you. Life would not be the same without them, so remember to love them. I apologize if I did not show enough appreciation for you all in the past. I can imagine what it would be like not having you all by my side through school. I hope I was able to help you as much as you were able to help me. So for what I neglect saying, thank you, class of 2020. absolute best of luck in the future. And now Mr. Lisi will be certifying the class of 2021.
Thanks, Madison, great job, ladies. Before I certify the class, I think when you appeal some things like swirlies and Cheez-It scandals and things like that, you're in the right to say a few things before we get out of here. So we've gathered here today, both in person and virtually, to honor these graduates. Naturally, the commencement ceremony has a feeling of finality. This is the end of a very important chapter in the lives of these students. This school and all the activities and responsibilities related to being a student here have occupied a large portion of their time these past 4 years. But despite this finality, these young men and women now stand poised at the starting line of their adult lives, and each of them are about to embark on their own unique journey. Regardless of the challenges that lie in front of them, the time, effort, experiences of their years here have prepared them for whatever dreams they want to chase. I'd also like to take a moment, I think it's important that we thank the families of these graduates here today. It's a privilege working with these students, these outstanding kids that come to us from our community. Our students are a reflection of their upbringing, and I know I speak for my entire staff when I say thank you. Seniors, make sure you take some time today and thank your families for their support and their sacrifice to get you to this point today. I would also like to thank the faculty and the staff that I am fortunate enough to work with every day. The teaching staff, the classroom aides, the transportation and kitchen staff, the custodial and maintenance staff, the office staff, and the board and the administration play critical roles in providing a safe and positive educational experience for our students. And at this time, I'd like to ask the staff members in attendance here to stand and be recognized. Just one short, crazy year ago, we stood over there in a mostly empty auditorium filming a virtual commencement ceremony. I know at times Mrs. Daly was back upon very fondly. She really wished she was doing that again this year. But we had to do that one family at a time. And their commencement experience was much different. In my message last year to the class of 2020 and their families was a whole lot different. And I know we're all so much grateful that today, in 2021, we're in such a much better place. So this year, I would like to take a few minutes to discuss these kids of today. These kids of today, a little bit of a cliche. We've all heard it. Probably some of us have even used that phrase. And the commentary that follows is usually not a testament to the positive attributes of American teenagers. The negative opinion shared after a phrase like these kids of today may reference anything from poor driving habits, we've talked about that, maybe their choice of music, parents, you probably know what I mean, or maybe more recently their absolutely unexplainable infatuation with social media. As an educator, to be honest, I kind of take offense when somebody makes a general negative statement about kids like this. After all, a collection of graduates, this collection of graduates that sits before you today is our school district's final product. We don't make cars, tires, glass, things like that. We produce graduating classes. Many people have worked their tails off to help these kids reach this point. Graduates are what schools are measured by, and we take great pride in the young men and women that receive diplomas from Anthem High School. I guess these negative general statements and opinions don't sit well with me, because I get to see them on a day-to-day basis from a much broader perspective. I have a front row seat to observe the great things they do day in and day out. I've been in public education now since 1996. Since then, graduates of America's high schools have helped us through numerous challenges and tough times as a nation. For example, a bunch of American graduates figured out how to help us survive that Y2K scare when we were convinced that all computers around the globe would shut down at midnight on January 1st, 2000, because our tech systems just didn't recognize a 2-digit placeholder with 2 zeros in it. We survived that. A decade later, tens of thousands of young Americans stepped up in response to the attacks of 9/11 to fight the war on terror. From assisting with natural disasters all over this planet, to now naming the rovers on the Red Planet, American graduates continue to lead. Most recently, our society has depended upon them to pull us out of a once-in-a-lifetime, once-in-a-century global pandemic. A high school experience in the 21st century is much different than what many of us remember. I'm not sure how many graduates sitting behind me could recite Shakespeare, repeat the Gettysburg Address from memory, tell us how to gather his number off the top of their head, or locate a random nation like maybe Ecuador on a world map. But they don't need to, do they? It's right at the touch of the fingertips all the time. Information like that is always going to be right at their fingertips. But what today's graduates do, they possess an impressive set of skills that are applicable to the times that we now live in. And I personally believe we're in good hands as long as our schools continue to develop more graduates like these young men and women of today. Seniors of 2021, what do you need? I'm not sure you need something up, but we'll call it unique. Last 15 months has been for you. There have been many uncertain times since last March. You have faced uncertainty at every turn, and you have been forced to roll with the punches. I would like to personally thank you for the leadership role you assumed in our school this year. I'm sure at times you were sick of block schedules, face coverings, and lunch table partitions. But you helped us get through it together. You've worked hard to continue your in-person learning and for our students to be able to take part in the extracurriculars they love. Now you've earned your diploma. Take some time and enjoy it. I'm going to take these last few moments to share a few thoughts and pieces of advice with you as you prepare to move forward in your lives. Remember that there is no substitute for hard work. Find an occupation that you have passion for, work like crazy, and make yourself irreplaceable. Give of yourself and treat others well. Believe me when I say that life moves incredibly fast, so take the time to enjoy each stage of it. Occasionally, travel, see things, make experiences, and become a lifelong learner, and occasionally, put down that cell phone and look around you. And finally, remember and be proud of the fact that you'll always be an Amber Partridge. Congratulations and God bless. Dr. Miller, at this time, I certify that the 51 members of this graduating class have met all the requirements set forth by the Department of Education and the Amber Local School Board of Education, and I present them as qualified to receive their diplomas. At this time, Logan McKeever and Morgan Bush, student council members, will come forward and give the class roll for the presentation of diplomas.
State University, majoring in elementary education. Morgan Elizabeth Bush, attending Purdue University, Fort Wayne, majoring in communications. Timothy Michael Boley, enlisting in the United States Army. Rylan J. Brooks, attending Rice State University, majoring in cybersecurity. Evan R. Bruce, attending Indiana University, Fort Wayne, majoring in nursing. Jonathan Randy Buer, attending Northwest State Community College, majoring in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning technician. Jordan Anthony Berkeley, attending the University of St. Francis, majoring in nursing. Lydia Grace Lutzny, attending Heidelberg University, majoring in exercise science. Logan A. Castillo, entering the workforce. Nacy Lynn Contreras, attending the University of Toledo, majoring in social work. Haley Renee Craig, enlisting in the United States Marine Corps. Carmen Guadalupe Cruz, attending Purdue University, Fort Wayne, majoring in computer science. Haley Elizabeth Davis, attending Indiana Wesleyan University, majoring in social work. Katie Danielle Donna, attending Ohio Northern University, majoring in pharmacy. Mallory Elizabeth Earhart, attending Youngstown State University, majoring in musical theater. Jason Paul Geyer, attending the University of Northwestern Ohio, majoring in information technology. Hunter Alexander Grant, attending the University of Northwestern Ohio, majoring in information technology and network security. Dennis Wayne Harder, attending Ivy Tech Community College, majoring in mechanical/electrical engineering. Aaron William Hawley, attending Ball State University, majoring in music media production. Dylan J. Hines, attending Bowling Green State University, majoring in construction management. Asa Gustavo David Hughes, entering the workforce. McKenna Elise Jones, entering the workforce. Brianna Hope Kieser, entering the workforce. Hayden H.T. Lang, entering the workforce. Zachary David Laughlin, entering the workforce. Rylan Nicole Lonaker, attending the University of St. Francis, majoring in nursing. Austin Myron John Meesey, attending Lake Michigan College, majoring in sports training and business management. Alicia Marie Mack, attending Northwest State Community College, majoring in agribusiness.
Logan M. McKeever, attending the University of Toledo, majoring in mechanical engineering. Patrick S. Meyer, entering the workforce. Miller, attending the University of Northwestern Ohio, majoring in Systems Administration. Laura Rosalind Miller, attending Northwest State Community College, majoring in nursing. Olivia Lynn Miller, attending Northwest State Community College, majoring in medical assisting. Eli Chadwick Molitor, attending the University of Northwestern Ohio, majoring in agriculture and industrial power. Catherine Lee Oberlin, attending the Ohio State University, majoring in city and regional planning and Spanish. Sierra Nicole Octaviano, attending Heidelberg University, majoring in political science. David Gage Parton, entering the workforce. Dan James Tetley, entering the workforce. Caitlin Marie Reed, entering the workforce. Molly Jo Reinhardt, attending Miami University, majoring in biology. Landon J. Reyes, attending Tiffin University, majoring in supply chain management. Madison Marie Goen, attending Trine University, majoring in chemical engineering. Emily Rochelle Sanders, attending Bowling Green State University, majoring in graphic design. Owen Michael Sheedy, entering the workforce. Braden Lee Shaw, entering the workforce. Autumn Rose Smith, obtaining a cardiophlebotomy technician certification. Eric N. Cornell, attending The Ohio State University, majoring in electrical engineering. Joshua A. Timbrook, attending Northwest State Community College with an undecided major. Ryan Thomas Van Valera, attending Purdue University, Fort Wayne, majoring in secondary education. And now, will Mason Jones, Austin Lucy, and Nora Miller join me in a symbol of graduation?
spending 14 years together, we will go our separate ways and forge a new path, one that will carry us through the rest of our lives. This year has been full of uncertainty with COVID looming over us, but we have prevailed and had one heck of a senior year. Although we went through the year with many restrictions, we made it to the end and we're blessed to have so many of the events that make senior year so special. So here we are in the comfort of Antwerp High School, surrounded by classmates who have become close friends, as Harvard students for the last time. Once we walk out these doors, we will venture away from the comfortable life we have grown so accustomed to and into the unknown. With the preparation from our parents, teachers, coaches, and other mentors, I know each and every one of us will achieve greatness in whatever faces us in the future. That being said, on behalf of the whole senior class, I would like to first and foremost thank the parents and guardians who have pushed us to be our best, who we wouldn't be here today without. Without all of your unconditional support and everything we have pursued throughout the years, we never would have made these amazing academic, musical, or athletic achievements. We thank you for pushing us to become the people we are today. Through your guidance, we have developed into the dedicated and driven young men and women sitting here today. Following this, I would like to thank both the teachers and coaches who have had such an impact on our lives during our time at Antwerp. Teachers, you have pushed us to what we thought were our limits, proving that we can handle anything we put our minds to. There have definitely been times we despised the homework load, but overall, you have helped us to develop an extraordinary work ethic and more than prepared us for college. Coaches, you have helped to shape us into the people we are today. From my coaches, I have learned a great sense of responsibility, and I thank you all for spending so much time away from your families with us and helping us to form a second family. Without my coaches, I know I would not be the person that I am today. As we sit here, all together one last time, it's hard to believe our journey at Antwerp High School has come to a close. Once again, I would like to thank the parents, teachers, coaches, and other mentors for helping us to get to this monumental moment in our lives. As one last thing to take away, I would like to remind my classmates that each and every one of us is unique and special and has a trait that we can take with us to carry us far in life. I believe that each of us will go on to do great things, no matter how small the great things may seem. As you go through life, always remember where you came from. Remember the close-knit community and the relationships between your teams and, most importantly, your classmates. Remember the lifelong memories of your being in these halls. Remember that you can achieve greatness. So, class of 2021, I have one last question for you. Wasn't it great to be a part of it? It is now my honor to give the class of 2021 in the traditional cat toss. You guys can stand up. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
had a really nice nap.
This is Alfred, Fred for short.
I had to say crisscross applesauce.
We ate lunch at Potbelly's. It's a sandwich shop that's like a mix between Panera and Subway, and it was definitely worth it.
It's cold. It's freezing.
My hands are dry.
I got the Shack Burger at Shake Shack, 9 out of 10. Actually, 10 out of 10. It was good.
They didn't accept cards. That's all I can say.
What do you have to say about the trip so far?
It's nice.
It's free real estate.
Even their CVS has 2 stories.
Without soil, our planet would be a lifeless rock. Learned that I get more exercise here than I do at track practice.
They were underground for 17 years. You could hear them. Listen.
It's a mile to stop.
Huh? 1,600.
Saks Fifth Avenue.
$9,000.
Molly.
The escape room was great. Our group was the best of them all, just saying.
She said we were like 1.5 steps away. I definitely think we were like 8, but
We had a couple of late risers that showed up at the last minute and almost got left behind, and the escape room was awesome.
Either the whales, the beluga whales, or the dolphins, or the penguins, Bradley and Susan.
Ugly homeless people need help too.
I don't know if it's on the lake or the river, but stay tuned to find out because I did bet Aaron $5 on it.
Hi, this is Mrs. Hook reporting live from the beach.
Woo!
It seems like good side.
At the beam.
At the beach.
Where is it?
On the river.
On the river.
Right near the hotel.
I was right. Katie owes me Starbucks. You told me it was on the lake.
Why would it be
Just like that is probably. What? Who said no? It's.
And Logan all like this or an Aaron.
Alright, everybody, thank you so much for coming tonight. Everybody cheer.
I hope you're happy.
Okay, now go to the right, and then look past the other way. Like look the other way.
wait, what was it again? Best you go back.
Good morning. I'm waiting to go get Starbucks.
The hard-boiled eggs weird me out. I don't know how I feel about hard-boiled eggs in a bag. That's all I have to say this morning. Kitty over Renee, STV.
Hey, I'm playing Candy Crush. I'm on level 381, and it's a good time. Thank you. Thank you.
Solid 9 out of 10.
I want to try it. And it has raisins.
Why did you get it?
It's about 40. Almost South friends building on 1 to the feet. The oldest bridge. A giant tank that contains.
On a normal basis, like before this trip, they're usually fine. Except after track practice. After that, they're dead.
They're doing okay. A little sore, but it's better than walking in those heels that I was in last night.
And yesterday, my watch told me that I had 27,000 steps, and typically I get like 12,000.
My legs are amazing.
Right now, let's just
Oh no. My favorite part was probably the boat tour today because the sun came out and it was kind of warm. And that's definitely a part of Chicago I've not seen is on the river.
I really enjoyed the boat tour, the architecture tour today. I've been to Chicago lots of times, but I had never done that. So it was really cool to get all of that information about the history of the city and to see all of it. And the sunshine was amazing.
And he was wearing pink leggings. Yeah, that was a highlight.
And I thought the butter was whipped cream and ate a spoonful of it. And it was nasty.
I ate at Wildberry with some other people, and I got like this meat skillet, and it was pretty good.
Well, I'll probably remember the most will probably be the dinner cruise because it was just cool to see the buildings at night, and it was like really relaxing.
I probably remember when we were walking past the Bean, and I told Carmen that it was over there, and she said, "Where's the Bean?" And she had no idea where it was. It was right in front of her.
I was in the jailbreak one, so it was like 9 out of 10, the hardest one. And we had like 1.5 moves left, and I wish we would have finished it.
My favorite part was Gage asking if the boat was gonna move.
Fun stuff that you're always gonna remember. When Mrs. Hook screamed in our escape room because the lights turned off and the jail cell doors opened. And she wouldn't go in the room because it was dark.
That was really funny. I liked the escape room the most too.
My favorite part was the boat dinner and getting to be with everybody all at once and just having fun and experiencing the new food.
I'd have to say my favorite part was the Lego store and just walking around and enjoying the actually pretty nice weather.
It'd be the dinner boat river cruise because I'm a sucker for the city skyline at night, and it was beautiful.
The cruise, that was really interesting, and how we all just stayed at the hotel and had fun.
I think the trip went well. Everyone survived. I think we had a good time. Even with COVID restrictions and stuff, we were still able to make it happen. So I'm pretty happy.
One of my favorite memories was when we went to the beach, the Big Bean, and when we went on the cruise and we ate really good food.
Wait, I already did one of these, didn't I? I talked about the escape room and the aquarium.
Did you like it? Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Awesome.
My favorite part was the Lego store in the mall, and the Shed Aquarium, and the dinner cruise.
It's definitely the dinner cruise, but the Shed Aquarium was also really fun, and the escape room.
And I also really liked the boat tour. That was really cool learning about all the buildings. And also the boat dinner was a lot of fun because it was very fancy. I'm not used to that kind of stuff because we live in Antwerp.
My favorite part was probably the escape room and hanging out in our rooms at the end of the night, playing games and stuff like that.
The Lego store, the escape room, and the Shed Aquarium.
My favorite part of the trip was the aquarium and seeing the beluga whales.
Like my favorite memory that I made was probably on the dinner boat when we went out to like the deck and we were all taking pictures and goofing around and talking at dinner, all fancy. So it was definitely a really fun trip, and I'm glad I got to make all these memories with my classmates.
All the covers on that.
My favorite memory from high school was probably freshman year when Shop made fun of me for liking so many guys, so I made a top 15 guys list.
My favorite memory from high school is when we went on one of our zoo trips, and we went with Cole Logan, and we were taking our lunch break, kind of, and we were sitting there, and Cole was just talking like himself, and he doesn't normally speak very family friendly. And this group of Karens turned around and yelled at him.
My favorite memory of high school is probably sophomore year football season. I just had a lot of fun that year with all my guys, and in the locker room we had a lot of funny moments.
My favorite part of high school was the senior trip. It was nice to be able to travel somewhere as a class.
Overall, high school was one big roller coaster. We had so many ups and so many downs, but overall, my favorite memory of high school is Patrick's speech he did in communications this year over cabbage, because cabbage.
My favorite high school memory was my impromptu speech in communications class, where I talked about cabbage and pencils.
My favorite high school memory is sophomore year when I was late every day and I had to brush my teeth in the bathroom. So shout out to Mr. Zartman for letting me do that.
My favorite memory from high school would be on the way to Disney for band and choir. Everybody was sleeping on the bus, and Wade had his mouth open, and we started putting M&Ms and mints in his mouth, and he actually ate them while he was sleeping.
My favorite memory of high school was like all the pep rallies and stuff, to support the team and show the school spirit. It's something that really helps you know that the work that you're doing, which is not always engaging, at least pays off in the end when you have fun.
My favorite memory from high school was scoring the winning run against Colida to send our baseball team to state.
During volleyball practice when I stepped on Madison and basically rolled my ankle on crutches for like 3 weeks.
One of my favorite memories is my sophomore year going undefeated with the JV basketball team. We went 21-9.
Well, I embarrassed myself a lot, so I'm going to say getting my shoe shined in Chicago on the yearbook trip sophomore year.
Some of my favorite memories from high school come from Mr. Schott's study hall my junior year. We would do all types of weird stuff. Like one day we were all sitting at the front of the classroom testing who could see do the best splits, including Mr. Schott. So that was really funny.
My favorite moment from high school would be going to Disney and performing at Disney Springs with Stroke Choir.
My favorite memory of high school is going back-to-back in cross-country to regionals. Pretty nice.
My favorite high school memory was getting to be the lead in the senior musical.
Looking back at high school, I would have to say that my fondest memories are all of the school-related events and trips and activities that I did. Like for band, we got to do the Beat of Archibald, and we went to like Cedar Point together, and those were always really fun bonding experience where we got to meet different people. And then also Disney was really fun. And then with student council, we had the OASC state conference and a lot of the different retreats, and those were always super fun to go with Antwerp kids, but meet a bunch of new people and create memories and dance and do fun stuff. And of course, like my time in Germany, I got to do a lot of trips with youth exchange kids. That was awesome. And this year, senior year, we had senior trip, and we also had some of our pride card trips. And I definitely have always looked forward to those in school, going on trips and stuff, and they're definitely my highlight.
My favorite memory from high school would probably have to be the senior trip, just getting to hang out with everyone in our grade, having fun, walking around Chicago without a chaperone, like right next to us, because it's kind of boring when you go on a school trip and you're just constantly bombarded by the chaperone in your business. Everything we did was pretty fun too.
My favorite thing about my senior year might have been just gourmet foods, mostly because Mr. Hammer helped me throughout majority of my periods because I emailed him a lot because I was very nervous considering it was my first year being back at Antwerp.
One of my favorite memories was the summer before senior year. Morgan, Sierra, and I texted anybody that we could think of, Snapchat, Instagram, regular text message, and asked them if they had any frozen pizzas because we were hungry. And at like 11 o'clock at night, we ended up driving around town and picking up 4 frozen pizzas.
My favorite memory is going on the senior trip and especially doing the escape rooms.
One of my favorite memories from high school was back in freshman year. It's known colloquially as the Cheez-It Trials, where Eli Molitor had a box of Cheez-Its for whatever reason, and somebody, we don't know who definitively to this day, ate those Cheez-Its, and for some reason, Mr. Leasty made it his godforsaken mission to figure out who ate those Cheez-Its, so it all ended up with like half the guys in my grade getting called down to the office one by one. It was hilarious.
My favorite memory from high school is on the NHS trip when Katie tripped over a curb, stumbled for 10 seconds, then fell down flat in the road while a car was coming.
My favorite memory from high school is probably our senior trip to Chicago.
It's too hard to narrow it down, so I'll just give you a couple. One would be joining football my senior year. That was a great thing. All my years of musical and
finally getting to do one this year after Newsies got canceled, but definitely just like getting closer with everybody in my class, like over the 4 years of high school, because I just think they're awesome people and I'm glad I got to know them.